Get the napkins and get the tea brewin' because it's FKN dinner party night. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Honestly, it was exactly how we pictured it, an absolute clusterfuck. But while we thought it was going to focus on one scandal, we quickly took a detour and went in the completely opposite direction. I've got whiplash. Help. As soon as Shannon hit the screens, the internet went feral, in the worst way possible, after it was revealed that Claire and Lyndall spotted him with his daughter and a mystery woman on the weekend, probs his ex. Lyndall naturally felt the need to address it with Caitlin, but her husband Cam was not having it, probs because boys. Once everyone arrived, the show really began. Caitlin began telling the galls about all the shit, and that's putting it lightly, that went down with Shannon in the last few days, and Lyndall's face was just melting before her eyes, begging to be let free. Naturally, the internet had thoughts. Then came the reveal. And honestly, a little anticlimactic. Shannon said that he wasn't with his daughter and his ex on the weekend, but he was with his cousin and their kid. Then he sat there with a shit-eating grin on his face as if he'd suddenly forgotten that just last week, he said he was still in love with his ex. It's not entirely clear if he's telling the truth or not, but knowing the bloke, I wouldn't put it past him to create a big elaborate storyline. Better get off that high horse, buddy. But just as we thought the EP was just gonna focus on the whole Shannon and Caitlin shtick, Janelle decided that she too would like to spill some beans. Janelle explains that she overheard that a man on the weekend got a woman's number, and that person was Dan. Now, in this universe, people aren't yet aware that Dan has made headlines for smooching a woman, who was not Sandy, after the show ended. And for a second, we thought we were actually gonna see this all unfold on our screens. But nay, it's just the worst bloke in the world, Harrison. Because of course we couldn't have one EP without this douchebag coming in and making everyone want to hit their heads against the table. Bunning's daddy proceeded to tell the cams the real story about how the number incident, and to say things got messy would be an understatement. It's MAFS, what do you expect? Old Maid explains that it wasn't Dan who got the number, it was him. VC he's very hot. Allegedly. But when he's interrogated, he acts as if Dan was the guy who did it the whole time. Why? Fuck knows. As expected, the children were not alright. After the last hour and a half, I can still feel my urge to kill rising. Rising. It seems like at the moment, Shannon and Harrison are firmly in a dick measuring contest to decipher who can be the biggest cunt of them all. TBH, it's too tight of a race right now. You can read our full recap here where Harrison officially shits the bed. If you're still hankering for a bit from MAFS-related gossip, you can sign up to our newsletter here or give our podcast We've Done the MAFS a listen.